there, and welcome to Apple World. So Jayda Server and Ari Fletcher are still grinding away on the grounds that the show between them is nowhere near being over. Jayda essentially admitted to being envious of Ari, and individuals are hauling her for being a slippery faker. India Royale just sent a sub across to Lil Durk, and let me tell you, all the message was clearly stated, and it isn't looking pretty for Mr. Little Durk. On the off chance that he has plans to reunite with NDA, he should sit down in light of the fact that listening to the message sent every one of the baddies rolling, so I couldn't say whether you folks recollect this yet. Half a month prior, there were discusses how Ari and Jayda's kinship looked bizarre on their show, and how they weren't quite so well disposed as they were by all accounts on Instagram. It's being consideration on the grounds that the web was assembling us to such an extent, it was at that point. Programmed strains, since it's like, damn, you all continue to contrast me with this business. And I realize you felt the same way I own God. I promise to God, however, on my dear sibling, I've never felt like I was it. NA rivalry with you from the web. I generally felt like it was something in person, like something that it resembled a distinction between us. It's never been the best web for me used to like occasion. Like we're a fight, I feel that in person you sort of place that off on me, and I respond the energy. It's strain, it's show up for you to even Ari even went after Jayda, saying desire is a monstrous characteristic, and Jayda's younger sibling, Amira, answered, I disdain individuals who generally believe someone's envious of them. It's anything but a decent look. Then there was a great deal of F2 and F online in light of the fact that certain individuals felt that Ari was gassing herself up excessively, while others were discussing concur that Jayda was acting sort of envious on the show. Now Jayda likewise sort of concealed Ari, saying that she needed to keep her companion bunch more modest. I keep my companion bunch. I don't be on the web beefing with no one, I stay in my little path. I don't worry about it, so we should do whatever it takes not to make that a thing. 'Cause no, once upon a time, I used to be from to the point that to her conceding that she felt a sort of way about Aries simply appears to be somewhat peculiar to me, since she has consistently professed to be the kind of individual not to really tend to think about what the web is talking about, but rather now she's guaranteed that the explanation she's acting a sort of way to armed force is that individuals continue to contrast them with one another. I intend to ask what she expects. They're both powerhouses who became renowned on the grounds that they dated renowned rappers. The two of them move in similar circles, and they share a great deal of things. Practically speaking, I'm not saying that I believe it's appropriate for individuals to look at them, since I accept that everyone ought to simply do whatever they might feel like doing. However, when you know the web, you realize that individuals that are on the web are insane. One more explanation that feels like a kind of way to me is that Ari really had a plunk down with Jayda, where she attempted to address consideration and afterward sort out what was happening. But Jayda diverted and said that Ari was the issue. I like it. I get attentionlessly on the grounds that we realize the reason why definitely that is the reason I text you, so you feel like it's me. So Jayda realized that she was the issue, since she felt a kind of way about Ari as a result of the entire web circumstance. However, for reasons unknown, she attempted to try not to take responsibility for her activities or in any event, conceding that she felt a sort of way, yet rather she attempted to stick it on Ari and blame Ari for being the issue. No doubt it seems like Ari could have been correct about Jayda being envious on the grounds that there's not a really obvious explanation for Jayden to behave like that, particularly when Ari was attempting to fix the issue between them. Someone said I feel scared, which is a superior word. Jayda most certainly gives me threatened and uninvolved forcefulness, which is insane on the grounds that she's wonderful and sweet, and there is space for both to flourish. Yet she even looks sort of frightened of her in the clasp. Jayda presumably perceives Ari as an awe-inspiring phenomenon and doesn't have the foggiest idea how to handle her feelings, and they may very well be correct about this, someone else said. I think this is security in herself and her own looks more than it's envy, and another person said the way that she let the web direct her companionship well as of now shouts I'm threatened in light of the fact that away, now I will be reasonable for Jayda Server and say that it tends to be troublesome managing the AA ebb and their perspectives, particularly at the point when individuals are setting you in opposition to another person, regardless of whether that is another person somebody you really care about. So I feel that Jayda could have been somewhat uncertain to begin with, and being contrasted simply spilled her with being envious, yet anywho we should talk somewhat more about this India and minimal dull circumstance on the grounds that my young lady India just sent areas of strength for A to him, and I simp. I realize that Durk is crying and hurling any place he is correct. Now, actually, so blast India took to Twitter to say I'm finished recuperating. Where's a scraper's at, and I feel that this makes it like never before obvious that she is over somewhat dull in his wreck for the people who don't. Realize they separated in light of the fact that he undermined her, and I realize that he has undermined her multiple times, yet this time he had a whole kid on her, and that was the limit for her since shit. At long last unloaded him, better believe it. I realize that she has unloaded him a couple of times before. For this yet, I think this one is different for one, a kid is involved this time around, and I don't believe that India is keen on playing a cutting-edge stepmother. Likewise, they've been separated for over a month now, and I feel that this is the longest that they've presumably at any point been broken up in light of the fact that we, as a whole, realize that India takes him back following a few work days. In addition to, she opened another Instagram page where she is auctioning off a portion of the things that he got her when they were together. This is an explanation I believe that she's significant this time around. Yet hello, basically she's bringing in some cash later getting played by Lyle. Durk, so I can't be distraught. I care the pack. Someone remarked, I believe she's finished cheating isn't a mix-up. It's a cognizant choice. It's likewise narrow-minded. A miscreant essentially says, F you and your sentiments, I will do anything I desire, and this is quite yet a reality. Someone else said I'm cheerful for India. She knows her value, and she realizes she merits better. Hope everything works out for her on this way. And this other individual remarked she's not done recuperating. However, I'm actually as yet cherishing this energy. Ideally, she doesn't hurry into another wreck. Alright, I'm making an effort not to be negative or anything. Okay, so listen to me. I'm not going to be stunned if India takes him back once more. I realize that I said that this present circumstance is unique. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.